Welcome to English for Professional Mechanical Engineers. My name is Huang Dong-Yong. We have finished application of Arduino, the first part of Introduction to Arduino. And I am going to continue the second part in this video clip. First, I'd like to tell you the brief history of Arduino. The Arduino project started at the Integration Design Institute, Ivrea, in Ivrea, Italy. This picture shows the building where the institute was located. The project goal was to create simple, low-cost tools for creating devices by non-engineers. On the left-hand side is a picture of the 5 founders of Arduino. The name Arduino comes from a bar in Ivrea, Italy, where some of the founders of the project used to meet. The bar, shown on the right side picture, was named after Arduino of Ivrea. Now I'll talk about the topic. What is Arduino? I'll show you the response from different aspects. What is Arduino? As released in the official website, Arduino is an open-source electronics platform based on easy-to-use hardware and software. It's intended for anyone making interactive projects. Sense the environment by receiving input from a variety of sensors. Affect its surroundings by controlling lights, motors, and other actuators. Now comes the definition in professional jargons. Arduino consists of both a physical programmable circuit board, often referred to as a microcontroller, and a piece of software, or IDE, abbreviation of Integrated Development Environment, that runs on your computer, used to write and upload computer code to the physical board. Some of you might have knowledge about what a microcontroller is. In case some of you do not know what it is, I hereby try to describe it here. A microcontroller, or MCU, for microcontroller unit, is a small computer on a single integrated circuit. A microcontroller contains one or more CPUs along with memory and programmable input-output peripherals. Next, let's see the answer of what is Arduino from a hacker's view. The founder of Adafruit Industry, Limor Fried, said Arduino was mostly designed by artists for artists and designers. I think it's been the most important product and project in the world of educational electronics. It is worthwhile to mention about Limor Fried, better known as Lady Ada. Limor was the first female engineer on the cover of Wired magazine, awarded Entrepreneur magazine's Entrepreneurs of 2012, and was on the cover of Make, Volume 57. Limor was named a White House Champion of Change in 2016. Adafruit is ranked number 11 in the top 20 USA manufacturing companies, and the number 1 in the University by Inc. 5000. Fastest growing private companies in 2014. Adafruit is a 100% woman-owned company. You may find out later that you will use Adafruit products in completing a project using Arduino. Then, from the aspect of a hobbyist, about what is Arduino. First, let me explain hobbyist. A hobbyist is someone to take the activity for pleasure. Here is one response I found in the internet. Arduino is intended for an artist, thinker, designer, or anyone interested in playing with electronics without the know-how of complex electronics and programming skills. I'll give you another hobbyist point of view in the next slide. Have you ever wanted to create a program that could literally make your coffee for you? The answer is to use a microcontroller. Microcontrollers are notorious for being difficult to program. The goal of Arduino is to create an accessible way for software developers to enter the world of microcontroller programming. After all the description, it's better to show you the hardware part first. There are various Arduino boards, including basic ones, enhanced ones, IoT ones, and wearable ones. What I show here are Arduino Uno, Arduino Zero, Arduino Mega, and DigiPad Arduino. In the Arduino family, Arduino Uno is the most popular basic one. As mentioned earlier, Arduino is an open-source electronics platform. The schematic of its hardware is open to public. Here is the schematic of Arduino Uno, revision 3. Arduino Uno is a microcontroller board based on the ATmega 32AP. The chip pointed is Microchip's AVR microcontroller ATmega 32AP. This slide shows the pin-out relationship between ATmega 32A and the Arduino Uno. Based on this figure, you can tell that there are 14 digital input-output pins, of which 6 can be used as PWM outputs and 6 analog inputs. Also, most Arduino boards have a 2x3 pin ICSP header unnamed. ICSP is the acronym of In-Circuit Serial Programming. As shown in the ICSP pin-out configuration, there are MISO, master in, step out, VCC, voltage source, SCK, clock signal, MOSI, master out, step in, RST, reset, and the GND, ground. These are the pins you'll need to connect your programmer to in order to refresh the firmware on the microcontroller. Moreover, Arduino Uno has a 16 MHz quartz crystal for clock, a reset button, a USB connection, and a power jack. Arduino Uno contains everything needed to support the microcontroller. Simply connect it to a computer with a USB cable or power it with a AC to DC adapter or battery to get started. After a tour of the hardware part of Arduino, it's time to visit the software counterpart. The open-source Arduino software, named Integrated Development Environment, abbreviated as IDE, makes it easy to write code and upload it to the board. The IDE is a cross-platform application. It runs on Windows, Mac OS X, and Linux. The environment is written in Java and based on processing and other open-source software. This software can be used with any Arduino board. After learning what an Arduino is, let's proceed to the next session. Why Arduino? Why choose Arduino? The reasons for choosing Arduino are as follows. First, it is easier to learn to program in the Arduino IDE than other programming tools. I'll give you an introduction of this in the next video clip. Second, there is no need of an in-circuit emulator, abbreviated as ICE, to debug The configuration of an ICE debugging system is shown here. Third, there is no need of a programmer hardware to load code onto the Arduino board. A universal programmer is shown in the bottom right. Fourth, the Arduino is an open source platform. You may purchase one or make your own. Fifth, it is inexpensive. An authentic Arduino Uno sells for less than New Taiwan dollars, $800 at PC Home. 6. There are shields available to expand capabilities. I'll show you some shields later. You may be curious about who its competitor is. Without doubt, LEGO Mindstorm we introduced in the previous topic is one. Raspberry Pi actually is a strong competitor, and Parallax Robots. There might be some other competitors. Even so, Arduino and Raspberry Pi are the most popular microcontrollers in the world. The growing number of projects using Arduino is the evidence you can see. Currently, Arduino-compatible products are so popular around the world. You may find variations of Arduino in the market. Some of them are Arduino certified. So far, there are 3 Arduino certified boards. There are Samsung Arctic, Intel Galileo, and Intel Edison. In addition to the Arduino certified boards, there are Funduino, Arduino compatible, GameDuino, made with DIY gaming in mind, and the TickDuino, meant to make learning about electronics and programming intuitive, and many others. You might have already known this comes from the fact that everyone can access the open source to make a new one for their own purpose. Yet, I'd like to tell you something you should know when involved in commercial activities. Arduino is sold under a Creative Commons Share-alike CCSA license. You can make changes to the original Arduino board or how it's programmed and release it to the public, so long as you release it under the same CCSA license. The compatible or equivalent microcontroller boards use Duino name variants. Hence, anyone can make and sell compatible or equivalent microcontroller boards and derivative compatible function boards based on the Arduino platform. I'm going to show you some derivative Arduino compatible function boards called shields, which I pointed out in Why Arduino. Shields are modular circuit boards. They plug into the top of an Arduino. They send the capability of an Arduino. There are shields for all types of things: power supply shields, temperature sensor shields, LCD shields, LED matrix shields, motor shields, Wi-Fi shields, Bluetooth shields, and so on. Chances are, if you need to do something, a shield exists to get you up and running quick. 2 US companies that provide superb documentation of the shields they make and sell are Adafruit Industries and SparkFun Electronics. Now let's check some available shields. First, the energy shield and the solar charger shield. Next, we have the sensor shields, including the input shield, the SEG meter shield, the RFID sensor shield, the low cell Wheatstone bridge amplifier shield, and the infrared motion sensor. Then we have MP3 shield, the camera shield and the video experimental shield. Also, there are display shields such as the touch panel shields, the LED matrix shield, the LCD shield, and the OLED shield. And there are action shields. We have the buzzer shield, the vibrator shield, the relay shield, the servo motor shield, the H-bridge motor shield, and the slave motor shield. Now the next group, communication shields. We have the Ethernet shield, the Wi-Fi shield, the USB shield, the Bluetooth shield, and the GPRS shield. Finally, for your information, I give you the reference list. That's all for part 2 of Introduction to Arduino. Hope you have got some idea about Arduino now. Thank you for watching. Have a good time and see you in part 3.